I want to talk about 5 ways not to be used. This is a result of a post that we put on FivestarMan, our FivestarMan page, and we had tremendous results with this simple little post. And it actually garnered over 10,949,000 uh, reach. We had 738,000 plus reactions, 120,000 shares. So, in other words, this thing struck a chord. So I thought I might circle back around and just kind of talk this out and why this post is so important and is resonating with people. So 5 ways not to be used. Every one of us have relationships, and those relationships are governed by a very thin line between respect and familiarity. That line of every relationship is governed. Your relationship with God, your relationship with other people, your relationship with your spouse, your relationship with your boyfriend, girlfriend, employees, whatever. Every single relationship is governed by this very thin line of respect and familiarity. If you have familiarity, you're going to be used. And so I want to give you 5 ways not to be used. Number one, believe patterns, not apologies. Look at the pattern of the behavior. Apologies have become excuses, and apologies can often be used as simply a way to get you to be quiet, but there's no real change. There's a big difference between the word apology and the word repentance. Repentance literally means to turn completely around, to have a complete change. And so what I really want to encourage you is make sure that you're aware of the patterns. Look at the patterns. And if you see the patterns, you're going to see that this is going to be the results. This is what's going to you can expect, and you got to believe those patterns. Don't deny the patterns that's obvious in front of you. Number two, don't fall in love with potential. This can be a real easy mistake because many times when you look at a person, you see all of the potential, and you may be looking on the outward appearance, and you may be very attracted to that person. There may be something about that person that you like, that you just really believe in. You expect great things out of them, but if they have character flaws, then that character is going to trump the potential. In other words, Proverbs says this: the gift will usher you into greatness. But I want to add to that. Your gift may get you into greatness, but a lack of character will escort you back into obscurity. So you need to be careful not to fall in love with potential. I always say that if you want to see the potential of a man, look at the woman that believes in him. Women have a great discernment for potential, but you also have to be very careful not to fall in love with it. And number three, believe red flags. Believe that intuition, that discernment that you have. Believe that internal voice that says, look, stop. Don't go any further with this. Stop. And if you keep going, you're going to have a crisis. You're going to have a crash in this relationship. So believe red flags. Number four, know your worth. Know the value that you have, and don't demean your value in order to just get along. Don't do it. Don't have insecurity to the point where you are being used. Know your worth. Number five, don't lower your standards. The decisions that you're making is establishing the standards that you're willing to accept. And if you're willing to accept certain patterns, like we said in number one, if you are overlooking, if you're overlooking things just because they have potential, if you're avoiding the red flags, if you're not holding to your true value, you're going to lower your standards, and you're not going to rise up to what you're expecting in life. And it's really easy to do so because what you will tolerate is what you're going to live with. What you will accept as the standard, that's what's going to happen. If the relationship is bad now, it's potentially more than likely going to get worse, not better, because you're lowering your standards. And let me just add this. Don't allow anyone to speak down to you. So these 5 ways not to be used. Number 1, believe the patterns, not apologies. Number 2, don't fall in love with potential. Number 3, believe the red flags. Number 4, know your worth. Number 5, don't lower your standards. I hope you get something out of this and guard that line between respect and familiarity. We'll talk about that even more at another post.